Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna. Okay. So we're now going to have the Bhagavad Gita class. So we're going to sing Jai Radha Madhava. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari, Yasodanandana Vraja Janaranjana, Yasodanandana Vraja Janaranjana, Yamunatira Vanachari, Yamunatira Vanachari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari, Yasodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yasodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. 6. Thank you. Okay. Om Gyanartimriyandasya Gananjana Salakaya Chakchurun Militanyena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitanyena Bhutaye Swayam Rupam Kadatmayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Dapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patita Nam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So before we begin speaking, I'd like to seek everyone who's assembled here, if you could please give me your blessings. So maybe I'll speak something worthwhile, and we can both take away some hopefully learn something new today. And also I'd like to seek the blessings of those who may be listening online also. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today we're reading from chapter 4, text number 37. So we'll first recite the Sanskrit and then we'll continue with the purport and the translation. Yetadamsi samedho gnir basma sat kurde arjuna gnanagni sarvakarmani basma sat kurute tata. Yetadamsi samedho gnir basma sat kurde arjuna gyanagni sarvakarmani basma sat kurute tata. Yeteramsi samedho gnir basma sat kurje arjuna gyanagni sarva karmani basma sat kurte tata. So the translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So translation. As the blazing fire turns firewood to ashes, O Arjuna, so does the fire of knowledge burn to ashes all reactions to material activities. As the blazing fire turns firewood to ashes, O Arjuna, so does the fire of knowledge burn to ashes all reactions to material activities. And purport. Perfect knowledge of self and super-self and of their relationship is compared herein to fire. This fire not only burns up all reactions to impious activities, but also all reactions to pious activities, turning them to ashes. There are many stages of reaction: reaction in the making, reaction fructifying, reaction already achieved, and reaction a priori. But knowledge of the constitutional position of the living entity burns everything to ashes. When one is in complete knowledge, all reactions, both a priori and posteriori, are consumed. In the Vedas, Brihad Aranyakya Upanishad 4.4.22, it is stated, Ube ubhavasi ete taranti amritaha sadava sada huni. One overcomes both the pious and impious reactions of work. Okay, and the translation one more time. As a blazing fire turns firewood to ashes, O Arjuna, so does the fire of knowledge burn to ashes all reactions to material activities. So, it's mentioned here about the fire of knowledge burns to ashes all the reactions of material activities. So, this is an interesting verse, but it should be considered, what is our goal? What is our goal in Krishna consciousness? Is our goal to simply to get free from karma? Is our goal in life just to negate all sinful reactions, to attain pious credits, and to live happily and comfortable, to be materially comfortable? So these are questions which are actually, these answers are all actually given in the Gita, and it's mentioned. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Dharman Parityagya Mamekam Saranam Vraja. So Krishna says, my dear Arjuna, just abandon all varieties of religion and surrender unto me. I will deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. So this is Krishna's final instruction in the Bhagavad Gita, that don't worry about your karma and your sinful reactions. Just surrender unto me and I will protect you. So there's different types of actions and reactions. So it's mentioned that there's of karma in the Vedic scriptures tell us that there's first of all there's vikarma. So vikarma is sinful activities or impious activities, and then there's karma, which is general good activities, and then there's akarma. So akarma is activities done which are actually transcend reactions, and these are activities in transcendence. So when one takes to the devotional path, their activities are considered akarma. So they transcend both the good and bad reactions of the material world. So in this material world, devotees are people in general. They're accumulating pious and impious activities. So this is the nature of the material world, and it's mentioned that many people are very much drawn towards the actual demigods, because when one actually worships the demigods, they'll get many benedictions more easily and very quickly, and this will actually will actually further entrap one in material life, because both impious and pious activities are both still trappings in the material world. So even good karma is still a trapping, because with good karma comes a comfortable life and material enjoyment and so on. But this is not the goal. But that's to be said, it's still not a bad thing, but it's still not the goal. So as Krishna says, just surrender unto me and he will deliver us. So it's mentioned in the purport in the very beginning. It speaks about the self and the super self. So the super self is a word we don't hear so often, but the super self is also a different word for the super soul. So the super soul, it's mentioned that Lord Vishnu as Kshirodakashaya Vishnu. So he actually pervades this whole material manifestation as the super soul. And this super soul is within every single atom in the creation. And this super soul, it's the Supreme Lord, and it has all the actual, the intelligence of the Lord, such as it's all cognizant, fully cognizant. So it's mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita that when Krishna speaks with Arjuna, it's mentioned that it says, "Oh, many lives you have had, but you cannot remember them." Krishna says, "I imparted this knowledge many, many years ago, millions of years ago, to the sun god Vivasvan." So Arjuna, he could not remember that, and also, as he's in his previous life, he was with Krishna as Narayan Rishi. So the two of them were actually companions in previous lives as well. But this is the nature of the individual soul, is that even though Arjuna is he's a special personality actually, but it's still the position of all us devotees is that actually we can't remember. And so this super self in the heart, it's mentioned that in the Vedic scriptures it says like two birds sitting on a tree. One bird is simply eating the fruits, and then the other bird is just a witness, and this other bird is the super soul. So this is the super soul or the super self is Lord Krishna's mercy. It accompanies us everywhere in this material world, and it's always, there. It's our guide as well, if we're willing to actually to listen and try and surrender. But the thing is that we're not so willing to actually listen to the super soul, and those who are actually too engrossed in the material world, it says, for those who are attached to material opulence and bewildered by such things and sense gratification, that the resolute determination for devotional service does not take place. So when we're actually sincere, then we'll actually get Lord Krishna's mercy. So it said, "Tesam satata yuktamam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upiyanti te." So it says, the one who is constantly engaged to serve me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. So this is Lord Krishna's promise to us. If we're actually constantly engaged, Krishna will give us that understanding, and also to the super soul in the heart. So it said, "Tesam eva nukampartam ahama gyana jam tamaha nasayam atma bhavasto gyana deepana basvataha." Krishna says, to show them special mercy, I dwell within their hearts with the shining light of knowledge, or torch of knowledge, will dispel the darkness born of ignorance. So this is this knowledge. For those who came in late, I'll just repeat the translation actually. As the blazing fire turns fire to ashes, O Arjuna, so does the fire of knowledge burn to ashes all reactions to material activities. So this ignorance within our heart is actually, it's our accumulation of these sinful activities, which is actually our activities which have been, when we haven't actually been thinking of Krishna. And this is our whole position in this material world, is that we want to be independent. We have an independent streak, and we don't seem to realize actually that it's our own best interest to actually become servants. It's our natural position, Um, the word Srila Prabhupada uses is our constitutional position is that of a servitor. So it's mentioned that when we're actually at that position of a servitor, and even people don't like to be, the name servant and so on, but to be a servant actually of the Lord is a great privilege, and it's something which we can actually, where we can actually have our full happiness, and to completely actually transcend all mundane activities. So there's actually a story which I want to tell about actually, because in terms of material activities, Krishna says, "Do not fear, and He will deliver us from all sinful reactions." But there's actually examples shown in the scriptures that, in terms of good and bad karma and so on, it said that if Krishna wants to save you, nobody can kill you, and so on like this, and and vice versa. So there's this story of Jayadratha. So this is in the Mahabharata. Jayadratha, he was at the Swayambara of Draupadi, and he was one of those kings at that time. So Arjuna actually, he was the one who actually won Draupadi's hand in that sense. And Jayadratha still had this enmity. So it just so happened that when the Pandavas were in exile in the forest, they were exiled for 14 years, and at this point, the Pandavas were away. There was an urgent situation, and Jayadratha, he was actually going to another. He had an engagement, and he happened to be in the location, and then he happened to meet to see Draupadi, and naturally he still had that attraction, and his lustful side took over, and so he decided to get someone to speak to her first, to Draupadi, about maybe that that he can take her as a wife, and then Draupadi was not so open to that idea. So Jayadratha, then he decided to, by whatever means, by kidnapping Draupadi. So he happened to kidnap her, but the Pandavas, I believe it was Domya Muni, he was witnessing it as well. And quickly the word spread to the Pandavas, and then they came back very angry, and they, as a Kshatriya, it's considered how to defeat a Kshatriya is worse than death. So, Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda ki, Shri Shri Sitaram Laxman Hanuman ki, Shri Shri Gauranitai ki. So it's worse than death actually, is that they actually shaved the head of Jayadratha, but they left, I believe, 5 hairs remaining, and they also had in front of the other kings, Jayadratha had to, to swear that he's subservient to the Pandavas. So after this, Jayadratha, he went to a remote location, and he engaged in severe austerities to Lord Shiva. So he got some boons from Lord Shiva, and these were boons in which he could not be, he could not be he had this kind of ability where he could repulse an enemy. So he happened to use this during the Battle of Kurukshetra. So it so happened that it was Abhimanyu, and he was Arjuna's son, who was actually behind the enemy lines. And Jayadratha then used at this time this boon he had, and they tried to actually, were very eager to get to Abhimanyu. But Jayadratha used this boon whereby he could actually be able to withhold the enemy. So he was able to withhold the Pandavas for that certain time. And then the rest of the Kurus, the leading warriors, they killed Abhimanyu by unfair means. So it was like 6 warriors, and they killed Abhimanyu. But this is against the actual code of Kshatriya Dharma. So Abhimanyu was unfairly killed. And due to this, Arjuna, he swore that he would actually kill Abhimanyu before sunset. So the next day, the Kauravas' army was arranged in such a way that Jayadratha, he was protected, by all the Kaurava leading warriors and so on. So the battle was getting on, and towards the end of the battle, the sun was about to set, and then it looked Arjuna was starting to get a bit hesitant, and then Krishna, with his Sudarshan chakra, he actually covered the sunshine. So it looked as if the sun had set at that time, and the Kauravas were, starting to celebrate, and then they removed the chakra, and then during this opportunity, Arjuna actually he slayed Jayadratha, and also it so happened that one of the boons was that whoever drops the head of Jayadratha to the ground, if they kill him, they'll also perish. So Arjuna, with this instruction from Krishna, he made the head. He killed Jayadratha by taking off his head, and made it soar in such a way that it landed in the lap of his father, who was actually doing some austerities and penances. And then the father, as a natural reaction, he just threw the head aside very quickly, and he perished as well. But the point of this story is that when we have Krishna on our side, and we're in devotional service to Krishna, he will protect us even against when the odds don't seem so much in our favor. And we can see as well the Pandavas, they had Lord Hanuman's flag as well, which is a sign of victory. So this is one of the mindset of a devotee in terms of surrendering to Krishna, that they'll actually have that hope against hope, that no matter what the situation is, they're very much assured that Krishna will always protect them. So this is in these stories which are mentioned throughout the scriptures, and there's many other stories as well, such as in the Mahabharata, there was this this great warrior, if I can't remember his name exactly now, but he had this weapon which Arjuna wasn't so aware of, and he threw it, I believe it was Jambavan, or no, sorry, not Jambavan, on an elephant warrior, a big elephant as well. But he threw this weapon towards Arjuna, and immediately Lord Krishna stood up in front of Arjuna, and he just put out his chest, and then the weapon was going to hit Krishna, and it turned into a flower garland and garlanded Krishna. So, and then Arjuna, he was a bit, he was wondering why Krishna. I could easily have solved that, but then Krishna told Arjuna that actually this weapon, it was obtained by this personality after severe austerities, and I believe it was a boon from Lord Shiva, and it said that this weapon would actually, it will kill anyone. So that's another instance as well where Krishna actually protected his devotee. So yeah, that's something which is very important, is that we can actually take faith in Krishna, and even in minute circumstances in our own lives, if we're actually attentive, we can see that Krishna is actually very merciful, and he's minding us all the time, actually. Yeah. I'd like to ask if there's any questions at this point. Yeah. Yes, Sunny Boo. Thank you, Boo. Thank you, Boo.
Earlier you mentioned about the super soul.
Yes.
Talking to us, guiding us.
Yes.
How do you know if it's the Paramatma guiding you? How do you know what's your mind?
That's a good question. So the thing is, we may not know actually until we become more experienced devotees. So that's why we have our process, and we take the guidance of Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. So the spiritual master, the devotee and the scripture. So this is what will actually guide us. And yeah, we may have it may be sometimes, like Krishna will actually give us that inspiration by which we can actually come to devotional service. But still in a neophyte stage, we're due to illusion, and only with time and a more steady practice as time goes on, that we'll actually begin to be able to distinguish more clearly, and that will actually, when we become fixed in Krishna consciousness, and then we'll be able to actually, have that faith in and be able to distinguish properly. But for now, it's always best to take the guidance from the sadhus, senior devotees, guru and shastra. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Mancha, that's for Guru. Thank you.
I've read that Krishna likes to put his devotees in difficulty, to glorify his devotees, and also to Krishna also gets glorified as the protector of his devotees. How to know when we should seek out some difficulty and when to avoid.
Well, Sri Prabhupada mentions, there's enough austerities in this material world without seeking them as well. I'll just repeat the question actually for those who may be listening. That should we actually seek a difficulty, or sorry if I were correct, if we should seek a difficulty, or just to avoid difficulties. So yeah, the understanding that I definitely know about this in terms of the scriptural understanding is that, and what Sri Prabhupada mentions, he says that a devotee should be willing to undergo all sorts of austerities and so on for Krishna. But it doesn't mean that we actually seek austerities. just the process of devotional service and, constantly trying to please Krishna as a sacrifice itself. So, Srila Prabhupada mentions there's enough austerities in this material world without us seeking them. So, we don't need to seek austerities. Naturally challenging times will come as well. It's mentioned like the change of the summer and winter seasons. Happiness and distress will come and go regardless. But through devotional service, we can become absorbed in Krishna and completely transcend that as well. But we can always be willing to take on more and more responsibility to serve Krishna, but not to seek unnecessary tribulations. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Devaraj. Yeah, I remember contemplating about that as well, actually. So, yeah, I'm just going to repeat the question about. The question is that, in terms of in the teachings of Queen Kunti as well, Queen Kunti prays. Queen Kunti is praying for more and more, troubles, that because in those times she could actually remember Krishna more. So yeah, this is the mood of the devotee, that she could actually had fully accepted that those difficult times were the most nourishing for her spiritual growth, and which is a great example for all devotees. But my understanding is that ultimately a devotee, they don't actually, they don't seek that suffering and so on. They want to actually remember Krishna, and naturally that is the way that Krishna actually bestows his mercy upon devotee, is that he gives them like challenging situations so that they can take shelter on Krishna. But yeah, my understanding I had, I don't know if it's the proper, correct understanding, but my understanding is that a devotee simply wants to serve Krishna, unmotivated, and whatever circumstances will help that devotee to remember Krishna is favorable. So I believe that's Queen Kunti's viewpoint here as well, is that by these challenges that Lord Krishna will actually help her to remember. But yeah, I'm still pretty much assured that we don't need to actually seek these challenging situations unnecessarily. They're going to come of their own accord. Yeah. Yes, yeah, just to please the Lord, not to seek. Yeah, just to always try and remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Yeah, because also in the scriptures, different devotees of Krishna exemplified, devotees through different stages as well. I'm not so sure. I know Queen Kunti was a pure devotee of Krishna, but I don't know, in terms of her life situation, I'm not sure what state she was in at that moment as well, but she was definitely, wanted to remember Krishna more and more. Yeah. Because, yeah. Okay, and just on that one final note, the best way to remember Krishna is by the chanting of his holy names. So maybe all together we can chant what Lord Chaitanya has mercifully given us so we can all actually come to remember Krishna, which is the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Okay, so Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bhagavad Gita ki, Jai, Sri Prabhupada ki, all glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for coming for the Gita class. So we have, in 10 minutes time, we have Gaurarti. So please do stick around for Gaurarti in 10 minutes time. And yeah, that will take us to 7:30. And then 7:30 we have some Mahaprasad, if you'd like to take. And then the next darshan after that is 9 p.m. So please do stick around. Jai Hare Krishna.
That's a really tricky question.
No, you were right. Because like when Queen Kunti was seeking out his difficulties, it wasn't she was seeking out all those difficulties coming from the Lord. She never really. So really, she was seeking to what her capacity is and what she could handle in her zone, like we have comfort zone, and she could handle that. But it's like it's not every time she's always handling her life.
Yeah, I suppose serving the Lord naturally means taking on more and more responsibility.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting
Yeah.
dilemma because I was saying like old age and things are going to give you that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think go the opposite way, sort of avoiding difficulty.
Which is, so you have to be prepared for more to take on responsibility and serving.
We did get understand. So we can.
Yeah, we can do kirtan now. It's up to you. You want to do kirtan now? 10 minutes away.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namo Vishnamaste Paraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nivishesha Sunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasari Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasari Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Bolo Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Bolo Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Gokula Nanda, Radha Gokula Nanda, Radhe Radha Gokula Nanda, Radha Gokula Nanda, Radhe. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai, Shri Shri Radha Gokula Nanda Bhagavan ki, Shri Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki, Shri Shri Gaura Nitai ki. Shiva Jaya, Jaya Gaura Chande, Arati Ko Shobha. Shiva Jaya, Jaya Gaura Chande, Arati Ko Shobha. Shiva Jaya, Jaya Gaura Chande, Arati Ko Shobha. Jaya Gaura Chande, Arati Ko Shobha. Janari Tata Vani, Jagamana Loba. Janavitavani, Jagamanalova. Dake nini tai chan, Bamigata tara. Dake nini tai chan, Bamigata tara. Vasa Chatradara